show.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome, everybody, to our Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, unless, of course, we're pushed around by other shows that are rude and inconsiderate and don't even have any consideration for the rules or decorum or politeness. But we go live at midnight and we talk about guns for about an hour. Or our goal would be, along with our co-host here, to talk about guns all evening long. To start off the show with Second Amendment topics, then talk about guns, nuts and bolts, history, all the fun stuff and the weird stuff and the obscure stuff, the good stuff. Talk about our community and our culture and our industry in ways that other people don't even bother with. And then end the show in the morning with a kind of intro to the day. Yeah, what's on my hand? An intro to the day with 3 things you need to know, the gun history, any kind of events that might be coming up. Give people who might be working in gun shops or heading out to a gun show or to the range some ammunition, pun intended, to start out their day. How cool would that be? So we start out the night with closing out the night with everybody, talking about Second Amendment stuff and creating interesting things, and then just chatting guns all night, and then ending the show with with something people could use in the morning to be stronger. That would be our goal, and we would do that with the help of people who support what we're doing here. Our Patreons make it possible for us to spend time on projects like the one I just described. Thank you. There's a link to our Patreon. It's a social media platform where you can subscribe to projects like ours. You can subscribe to stuff that you find value in. I'm going to recommend, if you're subscribing to other things out there, I subscribe to satellite radio, mainly for the Grateful Dead show. But I know a lot of people subscribe to things like Disney or HBO or one of them other things that are out there. And if you are a fan of subscribing to things, consider subscribing to projects like ours, our websites, our consulting and community building, our projects, and then, of course, our websites and the information that's out there that we keep going and continue to grow or build on. And a bunch of people subscribe to what we do by most of them are buying us a cup of coffee each month. Some of them are buying us lunch. And that adds up. That accumulates, and that makes it possible for us to spend time on these projects without a bunch of ads. With the YouTube stuff and everything, there'll probably be ads going forward here at some point. But aside from that, we appreciate the time to be able to spend focused on this and not on the hype. We're not trying to create fear. We're just trying to get nerdy and talk about guns. That being said, tonight we're talking about the calendar, and I'm going to open up. I'm assuming the audio is doing okay. Nobody's saying anything about the audio being bad, so I'm assuming it's being okay. I'm going to open up, let's bring Sharon out here. Oops, and I'll put the little puppy cam over here. Everybody come monitor the puppy. He's sleeping down here. He did one of the poops. A little bit of the other stuff outside right before the show. Well, a little bit before the show. And he should be good to go for the entirety of the show tonight. It's always good when your co-host doesn't have to go outside right in the middle of the show. All right, so we're opening up the stuff over here. We're going to be taking a look at Second Amendment calendar. Let's take a look and see what the internet tells us about Second Amendment calendar. You ever just search for stuff like this? Let's see, got a bunch of people out there this evening. We'll say hey to everybody. DJ's dropping links. Thanks for that. We are back in business. In other words, we're monetized again on the YouTube side. And anybody who super chats, there's no obligation, of course, but anybody who does, you got in the running for big super chat thank yous at the end of the week. So on Friday nights, we do a big super chat thank you. And with all the stuff from SHOT Show, the SHOT Show that we got accumulating, we're going to be doing bigger and bigger and bigger thank yous to everybody who participates over there. All right, so I just typed in Second Amendment calendar. I got history.com, which I think is the History Channel. I'm not sure. Britannica, Britannica.com, which is obviously Battlestar Britannica. That's some kind of a download from space. We got constitutioncongress.gov. All right, Second Amendment resources. Interesting. I'm going to click on that, see what that's all about. We got constitutioncenter.org. That sounds snooty, but we'll take a look over there. lawcornell.edu. You can suck it. Who cares about that? Okay, so we'll look at it, but it's going to be lame. Interpretation, the Second Amendment, constitutioncenter.org. That seems weird. Cafe Press, Second Amendment calendars, huh? We're going to open that up. Cafe Press, Second Amendment calendars. Has different words, so we're going to open that up, even though it has the same link. It has different words. Oh, see, one is 2ND and one is the word second spelled out. So we'll see what's up with that. Uh-oh. ABC News. They know what's up. October 28th, 2001. Why the Second Amendment may be losing relevance in gun debate. Wah, wah. You suckers in your Second Amendment clinging to your old parchment. Wake up, old man. This ain't the olden days. You don't need your guns. We have had enough gun control calendar 2021 sarcastic. Oh, we have had enough gun control. Is that what it says? Calendar sarcastic Second Amendment. Let's open that up. That's on Amazon. Somebody's making some money off the Second Amendment calendar. I need to learn how to do that. Michelle something poses in calendar promoting guns. That's going to be risque, probably. New York Second Amendment case. Headlines. I don't know what that is. It's boring. Boring. What is this? Gun calendar Zazzle. We'll open that up. What the Supreme Court's new gun rights ruling means. Boring. All right, so we'll see what we've got. Let's go this way, I guess. Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. So obviously the state, the National Guard is what they're talking about here. The right of the people, which is not that big a deal. You should even have rights, really. To keep and bear arms. This is obviously talking about bears in a zoo, probably. Shall not be. I don't even know what infringe means, so it's a scary word. Right to bear arms. This is super boring. Look at, they just write the Second Amendment on here. And what is this? The slaughterhouse cases at 150. Annual Supreme Court review. Happy birthday, Bill of Rights. No, so I'm closing out of here. Legal Information Institute, Second Amendment Doctrine and Practice. Something about, they're trying to sell me some kind of lawyers. I'm guessing. Criminal law, DUI. Or they assume I'm looking up the Second Amendment, so I'm got a DUI. I don't know what this is. Boring. Goes out of there. Cafe Press. This was the Second Amendment calendars, and nothing. Boring. Wrong. Second Amendment is not negotiable. Touch it, gun. What does that even mean? It's boring and lame. We have had enough gun control calendar 2021 sarcastic Second Amendment joke calendar, appointment planner and organizer. All right, well, let's see what's all this about. We have enough gun control. We need idiot control. That's hilarious. So Is that a calendar? I guess that's a calendar. Daily follower to help you organize. They're going to show you any pictures of it. 110 pages of cream paper. Oh, look at this. Oh, I guess this one I put in here. This is one of the best gun digests ever, from what I understand. Oh man, it's only $12. That's a deal. All right, come on. Whoops. So, anyway, there's nothing there. They won't show you nothing. I guess you can't even buy it. It's out of print. I don't know who this is. Some kind of gun calendar. Awesome pictures. Seriously? Same picture 100 times? They put a lot of effort into this. Oh, it's some assemblywoman from Las Vegas. 2016 Walk the Talk Second Amendment calendar. All right. Boring. And then we get some gun calendars from Zazzle. Yep, doesn't look like we're getting much gun normalization over here. A lot of weird stuff. A lot of weird and boring stuff under gun calendars. So that was under Second Amendment calendar. Anyway, so if we have over guncalendars.com, however, then one of the things I try to do over here is have this gun calendar up to date. And turns out they want money for the thing I was using before, and I'm not sure I want to pay for it. Although I might end up paying for it, but I'm trying to play with some other options here. So I thought I would attempt to update some of this stuff while live over here. So I value the interactive nature of the internet. And if anybody's out here and wants to participate, here's what we're going to attempt to do this evening. The other night, we figured out where all the 2A rallies are or will be this year, and including some next year. But tonight, we're going to attempt to find out all of the major firearms events. I definitely need to log in over here. We're going to look at all the major firearms events and then update calendars. Isn't that fun? Because nobody else does it. So let's do it. I'm just going to drag it over to my other screen over here. Just go ahead and log in, and then let's update some plugins. That's always super fun. Updating this calendar. Let's update this calendar, even though it's not active right now. And once they're active, we'll jump back out. We'll go back to firearms events, and we'll edit this page so that we can get rid of whatever this weird code chunk is up at the top here that is showing up all weird on the site. So we'll just remove that paragraph, update, and go back to the page. And go back to the page. All right, so here we are at the firearms events. Everybody ready? So I did have last year in May, it looks like, I was able to come up with everything through April that I'm aware of. However, I'm sure I'm missing stuff, right? So I do have the puppy cam on, and you may or may not be able to hear this, but this puppy is snoring. Here, I'll wiggle his head. Maybe he'll snore less if I wiggle his head. That's his co-host duty. See what he snores. Let's see. Is it possible for us to build our own chat server out of old Zune PC software? It is still downloadable. I don't know what a Zune PC software is. Chat server is different than GunTube for sure. Zune software. Let's see what that's all about. discontinued media management software for Microsoft Windows that functions as a full media player with library. I remember Zune Players, the interface to Zune Marketplace and media streaming server, software used to sync with all devices, including, I don't know. It's interesting. I remember where Zune comes from. There was MP3 players, and then there was these Zune players. It was sort of like VHS and Laserdisc. So they came around with these Zune players, and we're like, "Oh yeah, this will be a thing." And everybody was like, "No," and then they went away. So they're not like Discord or Gilded. They're kind of like a little private thing that's a little separate than that. They're not as feature rich as either one of those things. All right, so if we look at a typical year, you've got your SHOT Show and your Antique Arms Show. You've got some other things like the Sheep Show and the Dallas Hunting Show, the Dallas Safari Club International, or something like that, the Dallas Safari Club. And then you've got Safari Club International, and you've got some other things potentially happen in January. Then you've got the Pennsylvania Great American Outdoor Show and the Western Hunting Expo happening in February. That's in Pennsylvania and then in Salt Lake City. Then in March, this month, and then you also have the Turkey Convention happened last month in February. So here in March, we don't have anything that I'm aware of until the Ambassador Academy at the end of the month. And we got Wannamakers coming up in April, and we've got the Illinois Gun Owners Lobby Day coming up. A Girl and a Gun will have their conference. We've got the Mingle that happens in May of last year. We got the Train and Learn event that happens at the same time each year. NRAM is coming up. There's the Southeast Outdoor Press Association. There are 3 different blade shows that happen. Gun Prom happens in California each year. We've got the Full Auto Trade Show coming up in Oklahoma. 4-H has their national competitions. I think we track a couple of different major competitions. I try to track the international para sports, or at least the shooting end of it, because they usually do something here in the United States each year. 4-H has their national competitions. I try to watch the national competitions. And then the Cowboy Shooting has national competitions. Steel Challenge has national competitions. Those all happen throughout the year, and more, lots more. Then you've got Rick Ector doing his event where he brings all kinds of instructors to Detroit, and then they instruct or offer training, introductory training to any lady that would like to experience it for free. That's thousands of ladies. We've got the AmCon, followed by the Gun Rights Policy Conference each year. The Cartridge Collector Show, which, man, I got invited to go this year. I just don't have any kind of ways to get to anything like that. We've got the Machine Gun Shoots in Arizona. There's other cons that happen, festivals essentially, with shooting and marketplaces on shooting ranges all around the country. A lot of them are themed on Kalashnikov stuff, but on other things as well. You've got the giant gun shows like Wannemacher, I might have already mentioned. And then the USCCA does a convention. And I'm probably missing some things, not to mention giant gun shows. So with that in mind, I've already got a bunch of stuff set up for 2003 in the calendar for the calendar we put together at the end of last year. However, yearly events don't get scheduled usually more than a year ahead of time, and often it is until 6 months ahead of time. So there's no way to have an entire accurate calendar in December of the year of the prior year. So the best you can do is occasionally go in and update the calendar, and that's what I'm going to try to do tonight. So with that in mind, what I'll do here is probably leave this page as it is, because it's a whole bunch of work that we did last year for 2022. So what I'll do is edit this page, and we'll grab the name Firearms Events and copy it, and we'll give it the name 2022 and update it. And then we'll go in and give my stuff back. We'll go in and add a new page, and we'll call the new page Firearms Events. And we'll publish that. And we'll give that page what's going on? Oh, I made it a post, so that was dumb. How about a new page? And we'll call that page Firearm Events. And then I can give it a template. And I can publish it. All right. And now we can go to right. So I can leave Firearms Events 2022 like it is, but now I'll go into the menu, because right now it's linking to Firearms Events 2022. We'll go into the menus, and which menu is this? This is the top menu. We're going to go to where it says Firearms Events 2022. We're going to bring in that new one, Firearms Events, and we're going to bring it up and put it right here. Put it right here, and then, oh man, what a pain. So messed it up. I don't know how to unmess it, so we're just going to leave page without saving anything, and now we'll go back into there and add that to the menu again. So if you mess up, there's no way to undo, just leave. And if it doesn't automatically save, then nothing got saved. No harm, no foul. All right, so I got to move this to here, and then I got to bring all this stuff up separately because of its lame. But it didn't take that long to do it. So there's all the stuff, and now I'll shove this up in there and have it in there as like an archive. Now we save that menu, and when you go back to the main page, it's back to saying Firearms Events, and Firearms Events 2022 stays in here as like an archive. All right, so I probably should do the same thing over here. Or no, it's using the same menu. So look at how cool that is. Now the thing is, Firearms Events is now empty. So but that's the give and take when you start something new. All right, we're going to start a poll over here so that people that are watching, everybody left because it's boring. Wait, am I not screen sharing? Yeah, the screen is just up here. It's not interesting, right? Because I don't do shows that are super thrilling or I don't controversial. I don't tell you whatever you bought is the right idea and that you bought the perfect thing. You don't need to buy nothing else. So to give people something to do while you're sitting here being bored, let's start a poll, shall we? Let's start a poll. Best event, 2A event of 2023? Question mark, question mark. So if you're out there and you're listening, which only a couple of people are because everybody's just scared to listen to this one tonight, give us some ideas of what to put in the poll, and then we'll put those in the poll, and then we'll let the poll fight it out for what the most best event of 2A event of 2023 could possibly be. All right, so now I go in here and I open this in a new window because I already have all this data. I just don't have it over here yet. Now we edit and we drag down to wherever it was and we start to see Second Amendment rallies. Okay, well, I guess I could say that over here. So I'll just drag and drop. Boom. And now I can just change this to 2023 and boom. Now we're good to go. All right, so we already had VCDL. I can go get that info from over here. Did that the other night. And I'll just put them in here mainly so that we got twice the keywords. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. If somebody knows, let me know. But there's the rallies. Just head back over here, see if anybody's saying anything. Worthwhile fun. Good evening. DC Projects Team Match Fundraiser Banquet is Friday, May 19th. I guess I could put that into the calendar. I got to figure out how to add things to the calendar. That's one of my problems this year. The calendar I was using, I'm using a free version of it, and it technically is just slicing more and more of the interesting things away from the free version in an effort to make you pay for the real version. And I didn't do it at Christmas, which I should have because it was like $50, and now they want over 100, and I should have done it at Christmas. It got real tight at Christmas last year. So I just couldn't have I didn't have $50 to spend on it, but I probably should have. And, sometimes it's frustrating when you don't have the software that you'd like to use. And other times it forces you or gives you an opportunity to adapt to new softwares. Isn't that fun? All right, so we're going to go and grab all of this stuff. And it's from 2022, but I already typed it all, and there's links and everything. It's super nice. Puppy's freaking out, man. What's going on, puppy? You doing okay? What's happening, my friend? You having a bad dream? Dream about 9mm? This is the things about 9mm that nobody wants to talk about. When a little puppy wakes up in the middle of the night during a podcast, disturbs everybody with 9mm nightmares. Nobody wants to talk about that stuff. You just act like it never happens. Let's just go back to acting like it never happened. Go back to comfortable grip angles. All right, so I was in the middle of working on my business from last year. Like this, with all them links and the whatnots, and now jamming it all over here into this year's. And now look what you do. You just get rid of the dates. Or what do? I guess I could go figure out what the dates are. Do I know them from right here? No. So, see, normally I go to this page to get them. This is where I got to go do work now. All right, so we're going to open up Big Sandy. Do I know them from my own calendar? I do kind of know them from my own calendar. Do I have a calendar set right here? Wait. No, wait. Oh, I do. No, I don't. That's just something I made. So I got to grab it. What the hell? What the hell? How'd this fall out? I guess it didn't. That's just an extra page, I guess. Got an actual calendar here that is a bad one. It's got a blemish on it, so it's the one I use for a reference over here. Let's see if the puppy approves it. Oh, he's not happy about the blemish. He's going to act like he's sleeping because he doesn't want to talk about the blemish on it. Sorry, puppy. All right, what are we getting to? Big Sandy in March. And, of course, we do have Big Sandy in here. 17th and 18th. Big fun. See, if I had somebody in here, we could chat while I'm doing this task. But this is what I would normally be doing during the day, listening to the podcast or whatnot. Oh, look at what happened here. Some horrible formatting. So I'm going to go to this Big Sandy and scroll all the way down. All of this stuff that we'll be digging into tonight. Big fun, updating data sets, and we're going to reformat data. Even better. All right, we're going to click in front of these things and do this, and then hit enter. Now we're talking. See, luckily the things stay in the same places all the time, but different dates each year. You know how that goes. So that's what we're updating. All right, so Big Sandy, March 17th and 18th. Blade Show, Texas. It looks like 17th and 18th also. So guess what? I can just grab that, copy, paste. All right, Gunmakers match. Do I know when the Gunmakers match is? I do not. So we're going to call it the third, because we do know it's the third annual. DJ probably knows where this one is. So what I got to do is go to here, copy, paste this up here. Do I have it in here? Yeah, I do. It's in Monroe, Pennsylvania. Oh, see, I typed in March 17th and 18th. How nice is that? That's stupid. So what I did is get my dog in the way here, and there we go. So you move over already, puppy. He's always horking onto the computer and making me have to move my wrist, so I blame him. Copy and put that over there and hit enter. And now we get this whole thing about Monroe, Pennsylvania. Go back, shift enter. So it's got some good formatting, and it's April 22nd, 2023. Oh, talk about bad formatting. There we go. All right. And then there's the link to it. And then we hit enter. Is there a New Hampshire 2A Freedom Rally? I don't know. I think we already looked that up, and there isn't. So then Wannemacher would be next in the list. And we know Wannemacher is April 1st and 2nd. So just, oops. Illinois IGOLD. Do you know when it is again? No. Yeah, I do. June something, I think. So did I already figure it out? I did. I feel like I did. So we're going to 2A rallies. IGOLD, March 29th. All right, so no such thing as any of these, and we do have a link to IGOLD. Okay. All right, so we don't know anything about this. SHOOTAH, I believe we did get on the list here. Oops, sorry about the puppy cam and put all around. SHOOTAH. I thought we did get SHOOTAH figured out. All right, I guess I'll go figure it out. Copy and paste over here. 520. 23. And do we have a event thing yet? Nope. We'll just put a link to this because they don't have a real one. All right. And then Train and Learn is in May 26th to 28th. Man, I hate this format of this new, what do you call this thing? Stupid WordPress. Just horrible. So I'm going to go grab a link to Train and Learn. Is anybody out here? It's over by Ohio. Kempton Gunmakers Fair, muzzle loading. Ozzy's going to IGOLD. Right on. How many iGolds is this for you? I think you've said before. Well, I know you have. Come on. Go here. Oh, I see how that's going to be. Copy link. Drop the link. All right, so we're going to update this page. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to grab this. Put that over there. Why don't we play a commercial? I'm going to teach this dog a lesson, and then that'll give me a second to slurp some coffee. I'm going to encourage you, if you're listening at home, to take this opportunity to make a bunch of notes about a thing that we like to call our sport. Me a chance to breathe. There'd be people in here I could break every once in a while, but everyone refuses to join. Maybe it's too late at night. Maybe it's too damn real. All right, so next is the NRA annual meetings. And I believe we do know when NRAM is happening. I think NRAM is happening right near Wannemacher, and that means it's too close to Wannemacher. I can't go to both. That's what we're hearing from everybody. Let's see. This time, the annual meeting is also in Houston because NRA can't get enough of Houston. It's called hiding in Texas, folks. You all know what it is. And this year, it's April, the Cowards Month, April 14th through 16th. Yep, 16, 2023. Oops. All right. And then, of course, I got to go grab a link to that because I didn't already have one set up last year for something that didn't exist yet. to this. And put a correct year there so it's not some 10,000 years, 20,000 years into the future. To be honest, I'm not sure we're still going to have an NRA annual meeting 20,000 years into the future. I don't feel comfortable guessing that far into the future. Next up is the Blade Show. When is the actual Atlanta Blade Show this year? That's the question. Is it in July? No. Is it in Jaloon? Jaloon? Yes, it's in Jaloon. It's Jaloon 2nd through the 4th. And that happens to be at the same website as it is always. And then that means Defense Dad and Travis's Thunder on the Prairie. Anybody know the Thunder on the Prairie dates off the top of your heads out there? So I don't have to look it up. I mean, I'm going to have to look it up anyway, I guess. Nebraska, and maybe I won't because I don't have, well, maybe because I just have their YouTube address here. They don't have a website for it. June 3rd and 4th. 3 and 4, 2023. Thanks. All right. So then we've got the OFAST in Tulsa, and I believe I know the dates for that. June 24th and 25th, but I have them labeled incorrectly in the map in the thing here, which is annoying. All right, and we'll update that again. So now if someone were to go over to the calendar and click on Firearms events, they're going to get a pretty updated one. They're going to get all the rallies that are happening. Then they're going to get Big Sandy, the Blade Show, the Gunmakers Match, Wannemacher, IGOLD, SHOOTAH, Train and Learn, NRA annual meetings, the first Blade, well, the other Blade Show, I think I already had a Blade Show there. So that's Blade Show Texas, actually. Let me go change that. Blade Show Texas. And that'll be updated. So now if we refresh this, it'll say Blade Show Texas. And then we got third annual Makers Match, Wannemacher, IGOLD, SHOOTAH, Train and Learn, NRA, the other Blade Show, Thunder on the Prairie. And then we got to still format about half. So we're about halfway through. We're doing pretty good. If you know of events, let us know. This is a good time to let us know. I'll put them in here. I'm paying attention, but even though I have an unusually wide monitor, it's not unusually wide. It's just strategically wide monitor. I'm not looking at all everybody's comments. Now I am. I need to change the city for NRAM. I thought the NRAM was in Houston. Is it not? At least I got it in my list here in Houston. Where is it? Indiana? Oh, Indianapolis. So I don't know how to spell that. So whenever that happens to me, I'll go just spell it however I feel like. And then the internet will spell it the right way. See? Perfect. All right, thanks for that. So NRA is in Indianapolis this year. What is going on over here? Okay, there we go. All right, so next is the Veterans Top Shot Invitational, and I don't know if that's going to happen again or not, but I'm going to assume it may. I'm going to put a 3 and then a question mark there so that people know that it's a potential, but not for sure. Oh, you know what I guess I could do is just go look at this website and see if it's still there. Oh, the Michigan Second Amendment rally. I don't think they're having one this year. We'll go find out. And then go to this Top Shot invitation. Registration May 19th, presented by this place, Limousine Golf Tournament registration, target shooting September 9th, 2023. It's still happening, so September 9th, though. All right, so we got that one in there. Then we got this Michigan Second Amendment rally. Whoa, what happened there? Did the puppy do that? Did the puppy just do that? I don't think they got one, so wasted my time over there. So no Michigan rally. All right, DC Project rally. Nope. Dragon Man's machine gun shoot. Well, that'll be happening. We just don't know when, so I'll just put September question marks. Then Gun Rights Policy Conference, and we know that that's happened in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, and we know that that's happening in 2023, but exactly what day? That's 22 through 24, September 22 through 24. Okay, so what's happening there? 22 through 24. All right. So then we got that going on there. And then we got the other Blade show. Blade Show West, which happens in Salt Lake City. You ever thought about going to Blade shows, Gizzard? If Gizzard is still out there, he's a big Blade fanatic. It'll be October 13th through 15th in Salt Lake City. And I'll tell you what, if you've never been to Salt Lake City, it is a fun place to visit, in my opinion. Lots of good gun shops, interesting people. Definitely, it looks like amazing. It's like a train set, like just crazy, interesting place to be. Lots of cool stuff up there. And surplus stores. Then, of course, the John Browning Museum. But the Blade Show. So you can go there for a Blade Show. I don't know if they have it in their big convention center downtown or what. That would be cool. Maybe it's too big for that. I don't know. But I'm just formatting here because I'm sick of formatting in chunks. I'm just doing a bunch of formatting here at one time. Some of this, since I'm not researching any of it, is definitely wasted time. But sometimes it's just better to get the freaking formatting done easy than even if I got to delete some of it because it's driving me nuts already. All right, and we're almost done. Damn, that's a lot of stupid formatting. Now, there's probably some way I could have eliminated that, but I don't think I would have eliminated it without giving myself a bunch of work, no matter what. So, just the nature of this stupid WordPress. It's okay and it's fine, but it's also a stupid jerk. And it's mostly a stupid jerk. It's just that it's better than some of the other garbage that's out there. All right, and there. Now I'm done with that crap. So let's go backwards. We'll do the SAR show first. Oh, yeah, I thought about it. Let's see. SAR show is going to be December. December 1 through 3, 2023. Boom. USCCA. One that I would never go to. I'd go there if they paid me well to go to it, but I'm not going to it. USCCA, when is it? Oh man, when is it? It's like next week or something? Wow, when is it? What? Do I not even have it in here? I don't have it in here. When does anybody know when USCCA is? I don't even have it in here. So now I gotta look it up. All right, I'm gonna throw it in here. Oh shit, YouTube's asking me if I want to leave. I don't want to leave you, YouTube. Oh, I was gonna leave YouTube. I was gonna write a poll. Nobody gave me any ideas for the poll, did you? Did anybody give me ideas for the poll and I just missed them? I don't think anybody gave me ideas for it. All right, where is it? Where is it? Looks like I've already looked it up, so I'm having to click on it again, but it's going to be September. Milwaukee. No reach for them. September 8th through 10th. You know, when you come from the Valley of Cheese, you hesitate to ever leave, you know, the comfort of cheese and the variety of cheese and the quantity of cheese that they're familiar with. There were different Native American tribes that, you know, lived in the Wisconsin area, and they would fish the great waters of the Lake Superior and then Lake Michigan, and they would process the fish that they caught into various cheeses. And then when the Wisconsin people came out there, they just terrorized those Native American folks and stole all their cheese recipes. And now they go up there and they fish those waters with industrial steam fish boats, and they just harvest the fish out of that lake. They throw all kinds of different things into the lake to make the fish reproduce at amazing rates. A lot of people say it's unnatural, but then they pull the fish out of that water, those icy waters of the Great Lakes, and then process out those Great Lakes fish into all the fabulous Wisconsin cheeses. Pretty sure that's how it goes. I'm not 100% aware of the whole situation because they keep it under wraps, but the problem is people that live there, one, they're afraid to let anybody learn the secrets of their cheese production, and two, they're I'm not going to say they're addicted to cheese. They're just, they won't leave the state. They won't be without their cheese varieties. It's really, well, it's something we all have to deal with. It's Wisconsin. What are you going to do? Wisconsin is how they pronounce it. All right, so that's in September. Then we have Wannemacher, Tulsa, Oklahoma, November. Is it November? Wait, is it? Yeah, it is November. And it is November 11 and 12. And I believe that's going to be one for the records. That's going to be one that a lot of people show up to. Off the charts, as the kids would say. It's going to be off of the charts. There used to be charts that were kept about things like this, but they don't make them anymore because of how far off of the charts this whole situation is going to be this year. Red October. Allegedly, I don't know when it is, so I now know that it's posted. So we're going to copy. We're going to paste it right there. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to paste it right there. Red October Rifle Dynamics. You kidding me? They don't have the new one up yet? I feel like a new one has already been announced. Uh-huh. See? It was already announced. Woo! Nope, this is the old one. Oh, I guess not. Oh, I guess not. I don't know when the new one's going to be. All right, well, all I can do is say October, question mark, question mark. Then we know when Wannemacher is. Big Sandy. All right, well, I feel like I do know what Big Sandy is. So, October 21 and 22. Thank you very much. And that's 23, so that's up to date. I'll update it. Kalash Bash, Texas. This one is certainly going to be announced already, because I know one of them was already announced. Man, I got to click on a Facebook. What kind of place doesn't have their own website? They have a Reddit and they have a Facebook. Here's an Instagram at least. All right. I feel like they've already announced this year's. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Wasn't this from just a few days ago? Yeah, like one day ago. So this is Lethal Weapons. So do we know when Clash Bash is, or are they just all about Lethal Weapons now? Maybe I don't know when it is, and I only know when Lethal Weapons is. Here we go. Nope. All right, well, I guess we don't know when any of them are. Oh, Chicago Mike sending me something over here. I don't know what the fuck he's sending me, but no thank you. Alright, so we don't know when Clash Bash is either, so I'll just put October, question mark, question mark. Oh wait, they have a website at least. So if I click on the Clash Bash down here, that's super weird. Why you keep trying to do that to me? So why don't you just open it in your own tab? Weird. Oh, look at that. They definitely don't have a website. It's active. All right, Blade Show, we got that. And it looks like, boom, we're updated. So now we can go to this page, which is Firearms Events, click on it, and it's entirely formatted with everything that we know is available that is happening. So if I was to go find this file somewhere, I could update it now, and I could reformat it so that it's kind of flipped, because we're kind of in March, and I could wait until end of April and just use the same thing and update it, which is probably what I'll do. So then I'll just find this file and copy and paste this data into this file, and then this one will be pretty easy to help distribute around. I think that's what I did last year, is chop this thing up then. All right, well, here we are in beginning of March, doing the stuff for the year. We'll probably have to do this again in a couple of months because as we saw, some of the stuff towards the end of the year just hasn't been scheduled yet. One of them is because they added a new event, and one of them is just because it's not their, they just don't care, I guess. They're not that interested in updating this far out. But we were able to update the site and kind of shuffle the pages around, create an archive of everything that happened last year, and get something text-wise good to go for this year. And we're all set up now to do the imagery or the graphics or the images for this page. All right, so I don't know, this one was a pretty boring one. You may or may not have been able to hear, but there was this dog snoring the whole time because he was so bored of this show. But you know what? When you're working for Second Amendment and no one joins your live chat because you don't send them any links, then guess what? It gets boring and it becomes a narrative. So if I could do this stuff at the comfort of my own leisure during the day, I would. And then we could have a super fun, interesting nighttime show. But in this case, I'm doing other boring things, trying to pay the bills during the day. So this is when I'm able to do this boring stuff. So thanks for sticking with me. If you were interested in helping out, I do appreciate it. Do you have an update on the sewing machine? Are you going to be... Actually, I just bought another sewing machine this afternoon. It'll be here... Well, we'll see. Probably in some amount of time, however long it takes to ship it and whatnot. Sorry, I'm yawning. The funding barely came through yesterday, so it took a second to make sure it was actually here and not just a figment of some bank's imagination. And then went over to the store that sells all this stuff and made sure I was buying a decent one. And I'm pretty sure I got a good deal on one that is essentially a newer version of the one that we had before. And whenever that gets here, we'll start working on stuff. We'll be doing a thing with the software and doing some projects and stuff. So stay tuned for some live stuff with that. But I'll be doing an update specifically on that one when I get some time to do it. I know. So with that, we will wrap this one up tonight. I don't think I'm missing anything else over here. Oh, as he was saying, he's been to all of them since 14. Right on. Oh, okay. Kempton Gunmaker Sphere for muzzle loading in July. I haven't done a gun show type of thing. One, because gun shows are events, right? And they do get rescheduled. And I, for one, have been the victim of seeing one on a website, scheduling and planning and driving to it, and then discovering that it changed or got canceled or whatever happened to it. I don't really know. But so since I can't keep up on all the gun shows, I don't attempt to do gun shows. Unless we're talking Wannemacher, which is massive, and they've only ever canceled one in the same year that everybody canceled everything. So if it's something like one of the cartridge shows that happens twice a year or something, then I'd potentially put it in here. If it's like one of the only muzzle loading shows or something, then that might be interesting to put in here. But I think there's quite a few muzzle loading shows. I do put a antique gun show because it's been going on for something like 45 years. So if it's got some history or something too, then like I say, I just don't want to have it full of just plain old gun shows, because then, like I say, if something gets canceled or moved, or it just becomes clutter, because there's gun shows every weekend. So if you when I'm traveling and I attempt to go to gun shows, it can be frustrating, fun, and a challenge and an opportunity all at the same time when you find out that there's almost always like 4 to 8 gun shows every day, every weekend throughout the country. So some states like Texas might have 2 or more each weekend. And then we count the big promoters. They pretty much have one going every weekend. So if there's 5 or 6 big promoters, then there's almost always 5 or 6 gun shows going on each week or each weekend. And then, sometimes like a holiday weekend or something, there's none. But aside from that, there's lots of them going on all the time. So they would just fill calendars, essentially, at least the weekends. Kempton is Dixon's show. The family gave it up. People stepped in. It's pretty big. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Right on. So let's see. What time of year is it again? It's March. So this is the time of year when platforms are used the least, so they do the most updates and work. So every single year, literally at this time, there are things that happen. So get used to the cycles, get used to them. Everybody deals with them. And there you go. Trying to read through some of these and see if I missed anything. And I don't think we did. So again, whoever might be standing here at the end of all this, thanks for joining us. We accomplished a little bit of stuff tonight, incrementally adding to both the knowledge that's out there for humans. There's some humans that go find these websites and use them. They're out there for those of us that use them as resources. I know a couple of people know that the sites are here and that we keep them updated, and they depend on them as a resource for either their live shows or their blog posts or stuff like that. But then really they're here for the internet, and we'll talk about more about that in months to come as we do some more coaching and content creation focus. And we put links, backlinks, whatever you want to call them, links out to all these different events that go on in a couple of different ways. And then we have this information here. So it can be in the description of this video. It can be in an Instagram post. It can be on a different website. And that's how we help, at least attempt to help create infrastructure on the internet specifically for this gun stuff, so that when people search for it, it's more available. And so that when they find it, it's hopefully useful and approachable, so that guns become more normalized. That's a real thing. All right. So with that, we'll wrap this one up. Yep. Robot, or the, he's not a robot. The non-robot co-host is saying goodnight. We'll tidy this stuff up. We'll add some imagery to it. We'll put these posts out on the different socials. And tomorrow we're going to be, tomorrow we'll be talking about gun movies of the, oh, there's the thing. I was about to start a poll. Nobody ever said what we should do for the best stuff for this year, though. Tomorrow we're going to be doing, come on. Boom, movies of the 1970s. So we'll probably put up a couple of polls before then. We'll be getting it all ready for the bracket that'll be happening in the overnight. Oh, wait a minute. There is no mouse party tomorrow because Foss insists on not quitting his job. So maybe we'll have a bracket tomorrow. Let us know in the comments if we should. Almost got the mute on in time, but not quite. So with that, let us know if we should have a bracket tomorrow. Maybe we should go late tomorrow. We'll maybe send out some links. Oh, look what's happening. Look at what's happening. This is why people stay till the end. A lot of people leave and they don't get to see this is happening right now. Now, yeah, you don't see behind the scenes when he gets savagely beaten for sleeping without his tongue hanging out like that. But it's so that he starts to, by habit, stick his tongue out like this because of how cute it is. There you go. You're welcome. Here, I'll get the spotlight so you can get a better look at the tongue portion. Boom, there it is. Go to sleep. There you go. There's tongue. These dogs were bred in China for hundreds of years so that they would stick their tongue out in a very cute way like that while they're sleeping. Their mouths were pushed back in with with things of bamboo, different kinds of things. They were forced to watch videos of panda bears so that they would sleep like this. Was it worth it? You be the judge. I told him if he didn't fall asleep with his tongue hanging out, no food tomorrow. So I guess tomorrow he's getting a full belly. Did his job. He was cute for the end of the show. You know what we do on Saturdays? We hang out with Tony Simon and Clover Tech. AskGunQuestions.com is a website that we built back in 2007. And since then, for the last 15 years, people have been able to ask questions of simple to advanced nature, and we attempt to answer them in different ways over the years. Join us now as we start a new series to answer gun questions. One of the segments we'd have, if we had more time, if we had way more Patreons, we could do more stuff that's just gun related, is this. Think of how many ammos this is. We could chat about each one of these specific different types of AK ammo, where it comes from, what it's for, why is those projectiles all different colors, and why doesn't this dog even care at all about the 7.62x39 ammo? What's wrong with this dog? All right, well, that's it. I guess I can click on one more thing, maybe. This one, maybe. GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.